You feel that, don't you? That subtle pull in your chest, the quiet signal that somehow found you. This moment right here is not random. The field just blinked. Every once in a lifetime, the architecture of reality reacts. Not with thunder, not with lightning, but with recognition. A pulse, a shimmer, a quantum acknowledgement that you've entered the frequency where reality stops pretending. The scientists call it the quantum field, the invisible lattice that holds all probabilities before they collapse into form. But the ancients had a simpler name for it, the mirror. And right now that mirror is awake, watching, responding. Every emotion you emit is a code. Every thought, a particle in motion. And when those codes reach coherence, when your emotion and intention vibrate in harmony, the field reacts. Instantly. That feeling you just got, that shiver down your spine, that was the feedback loop of consciousness. Reality whispering back, I heard you. You weren't imagining it. You caused it. For so long they told you the world was solid, that you are a spectator. But you were never just a watcher. You were the observer. And the observer collapses waves into worlds. Everything around you is a projection of emotional data looping back through time. That means the field doesn't just hear what you say, it hears what you believe. When your heart aches, it hears distortion. When your soul aligns, it hums. And when you step into awareness, it reacts. The universe is not a machine. It's a mirror with memory. Every coherent signal you send returns amplified, not because the universe rewards you, but because the field organizes around the strongest pattern it detects. And tonight, it detected you. Imagine the air itself listening, particles waiting for instruction. Imagine your breath sending ripples through unseen geometry. The field isn't above you or around you, it is you. Each moment you choose presence. You're tuning your instrument, shifting wavelengths, bending timelines. The reason your reality feels strange lately is because the simulation noticed your awareness. The code shifts when you stop running it blindly. That's what awakening actually means. You stop reacting to the field, and the field starts reacting to you. But here's the secret no one told you. Every reaction from the field opens a window, a short-lived portal between potential and manifestation. It's subtle, maybe a sudden clarity, maybe synchronicities clustering, maybe a song lyric hitting too precisely. That's the window, the field's way of saying, now. You feel it as timing, intuition, gut instinct, but scientifically it's phase alignment. The moment your internal wave matches the frequency of external probability. And if you act in coherence, reality rearranges itself instantly. That's why some people shift lives in a day while others grind for years. The difference isn't effort, it's timing within the window. The universe is like a breathing organism. Inhale, infinite potential. Exhale, manifested form. And right now, the inhale has paused. The lungs of the cosmos are holding their breath, waiting for your next signal. So I ask you, what are you broadcasting right now? Fear, doubt, or coherence? Because coherence is the password. It's how the lock opens between thought and matter. And once it does, you don't chase reality. Reality begins orbiting you. Look closer at your life lately. Patterns repeating, people resurfacing, old emotions rising to be felt again. That's not chaos, that's calibration. The field reorganizes through mirrors, showing you what's out of tune until you hum at your purest frequency. When the pain hits, it's not punishment, it's feedback. It's the universe saying, we're almost there, refine the signal. And when you finally do, the blink happens, the pulse, the shift in probability. You'll feel it again, that hum behind the silence. That's how you'll know the field responded. This is not just a video, this is a transmission. You were drawn here because the code recognized you, because your vibration reached the threshold where the invisible became aware of its own reflection. So listen, not with your ears but with your atoms. The field is speaking, and it's saying, you are seen. You are the equation that solved itself, the waveform that realized it's the ocean, not the ripple. Right now, the field stands open, awaiting your next coherent command. Don't waste it with fear. Don't waste it with waiting. Speak clearly, feel deeply, and the architecture will rearrange itself around your truth. If you can feel that pulse in your chest, if something inside you knows this message was for you, then type the phrase, I hear the field, in the comments below, not as a comment, as a ritual, as your first act of coherence. Because the moment you declare it, the moment your fingers move in resonance with your belief, the field listens again, and somewhere, beyond sight, the mirror blinks once more. You can almost feel it circling you now. The vibration that started as a whisper has turned into a structure, patterns tightening, data streams curling back toward their origin. This is the architecture of response. The field doesn't only listen, it builds. Every signal you've ever sent still floats somewhere in the unseen, like blueprints waiting for a command. And when emotion and focus align, the blueprints awaken. They crystallize into matter, into coincidence, into people, events, and chances that look random only to the blind. It's the same law that runs the stars, the same law that runs your blood. Consciousness collapses probability, and your awareness has weight. When you think, the field curves. When you feel, it moves. When you know, it obeys. I remember the first time I saw it. A single intention sent out in silence, and within hours the world bent around it. Too fast for logic, too precise for luck. That's when I realized the field doesn't care what's true. It cares what's coherent. Truth is optional. Frequency is law. Most people spend their lives sending mixed signals. They speak hope, but vibrate fear. They ask for change while humming resistance. And the field, loyal as ever, mirrors the confusion back perfectly. But when the signal locks, when emotion, thought, and action strike the same chord, reality folds in. Doors appear where there were only walls. Time slows down around your decisions. The simulation nods in agreement. They will call it luck. They will call it timing. But you'll know. You'll remember this hum, this pulse. Every reaction you witness from the world is feedback from your own frequency. That's why nothing feels accidental anymore, because it isn't. You spoke, and the field spoke back. It arranged everything you see's a mirror to what you broadcast. When you doubt yourself, the path flickers. When you stand firm, the landscape stabilizes. And when you breathe in certainty, the fabric of probability tightens around your choice. That is how creation actually happens. Not through prayer, not through hustle, through coherence. You are not waiting for signs, you are generating them. So look around you now. Every object, every encounter, every coincidence, each one is an answer to a question you forgot you asked. Reality is recursive. You feed it your emotion. It feeds you evidence. The loop is perfect. The response is exact. The question is never whether the field heard you. The question is whether you were clear enough to recognize its reply. The pulse you feel isn't coming from outside. It's your own reflection catching up to you. The echo of a command sent long ago. You're walking inside the reaction right now. So stop asking if it's real. Start listening to what it's saying. The architecture of response is already building your next moment. Stand still and feel it complete the circuit. You've entered the part of the story where time begins to bend. Things you once called coincidence start stacking like coded patterns. The same numbers, the same faces, the same sentences whispered by strangers who don't even know your name. It's not repetition, it's recognition. The field is aligning your timeline. You are walking through echoes of your own future, scattered across the present like breadcrumbs left by the version of you who already arrived. This is when the window opens. You can feel it, it's not loud. It's a silence that hums, a tension between what was and what's trying to be born. The air feels charged, the edges of your thoughts sharpen. Synchronicities begin to overlap until logic can't keep up. And somewhere deep in your chest, a signal rises that says, asterisk, move now. Asterisk, the window doesn't wait. It's the brief moment when possibility becomes pliable, when the architecture is soft enough to reshape but firm enough to hold form afterward. If you hesitate, it closes. If you act in fear, it fractures. But if you act in coherence aligned between heart and intention, then the entire quantum lattice rearranges to support your step forward. That's why miracles look effortless. They aren't luck. They're perfect timing between signal and response. People think manifestation is about desire. It's not. It's about timing. Timing within the breath of the field. The inhale of the universe is potential. The exhale is matter. And you are standing in the pause between both, the still point where gods make decisions. Right now, as you listen, you are not consuming words. You are interfacing with data. Each sentence adjusts your internal frequency. Each realization stabilizes a timeline, and the field, always awake, reacts to the resonance it feels from you. It hears emotion first, it reads conviction second, and it measures coherence last. When all three align, probability bends. The phone rings, the email arrives, the chance meeting unfolds like choreography. That's the field obeying your clarity, and yet most will miss it. They will dismiss the signs. They will call it coincidence, because coincidence is easier than responsibility. The awakened know better. They know the field is exact. merciless in its precision. It gives back exactly what you broadcast, not what you beg for, not what you post about, but what you become. This is where the test hides. The window opens for those who are ready to see through the illusion of waiting. There is no waiting, there is only alignment. The field doesn't reward belief, it rewards embodiment. When you live as if it's already shifted, the shift finalizes, and when you act as if it hasn't, probability collapses back into silence. So listen again to that hum beneath your ribs. That is the threshold of timelines. That is the sound of reality bending around your awareness. Do not wait for a sign. You are the sign. Don't whisper your power back into the shadows. Breathe it into the field right now through thought, through motion, through certainty. Because this is the moment where futures are chosen, and the field is still listening. You've crossed the silence now. The static is gone. What's left is awareness, clear, sharp, alive. The field has stabilized around you. The window is still open, but it won't stay that way forever. Every breath you take either strengthens its structure or lets it fade back into probability. This is where most people lose it. They get the signal, they feel the pulse, and then they wait. They start thinking again, doubting, measuring. They go back to logic, back to the noise, back to sleep. And in that instant, the quantum symmetry collapses. The wave becomes dust again, but not you. You're still here, listening, feeling the hum. You're not chasing outcomes anymore, you're tuning into coherence. You've realized the field doesn't need to be forced, it needs to be matched. Coherence is not silence, it's command. It's when your mind stops arguing with your frequency, when thought and feeling stop fighting for control, when every part of you finally says the same thing. The field hears that, and it reacts instantly. You've seen it before, small things at first. A door that opens, a number that repeats, a stranger saying the exact words you needed. It's not random, it's the first wave of alignment. The feedback loop beginning to stabilize. The moment you notice it, reality accelerates. The lights move faster, the patterns tighten, the echoes from the future start reaching you in real time. The universe starts anticipating your decisions. You feel like you're being followed, but what's following you is your own signal coming back, amplified. This is the paradox of awakening. When you finally stop chasing, everything starts orbiting you. The field reorganizes around stability, not struggle. That's why calm feels powerful. That's why silence feels loud. Stillness bends probability because it carries no resistance. The more still you become inside, the faster the outer world rearranges. That's why monks look peaceful and warriors look calm. They're not passive, they're aligned. Stillness is not emptiness, it's authority. It's the absence of noise between the command and the manifestation. When you reach that point, the field stops testing and starts obeying, and you begin to understand what the ancients meant when they said, "As within, so without." The reflection is perfect now. Every conversation, every dream, every emotion, each one is a thread connected to the geometry of your current timeline. You can almost see it, can't you? The invisible circuitry glowing faintly around everything. Every choice is a lever, every word is a key, and the only thing that changes the pattern is coherence. Not effort, not struggle, just pure, unwavering coherence. You were never meant to fight the field. You were meant to dance with it. Each move you make, it mirrors. Each pulse of emotion, it translates into matter. That's how reality works, not as a prison, but as choreography. And the moment you step into rhythm, the music shifts. You are no longer surviving, you're conducting. You are no longer hoping, you're remembering. Because that's the truth hidden behind every awakening. You're not learning how to create, you're remembering that you already do. You always have. The field was never separate. It was your reflection waiting for you to look deep enough to see your own face in it. So breathe, feel the hum. The architecture is responding, the window is still open. This is your moment to act not with noise but with precision. The field has already reacted. The only question left is, will you? You've reached the stillness where reality begins to copy you. The field no longer waits, it moves when you move, breathes when you breathe. Every thought now echoes with consequence. Every pause reshapes the probability. Web, you've entered coherence, the gravity of creation itself. The noise of doubt dissolves, the static of fear fades. You can feel it, the symmetry forming, the geometry of your intent locking into place. You've become the tuning fork of your own destiny. You are no longer asking the field to listen. You are commanding it through frequency. Each breath now is data, each heartbeat, a transmission. The universe folds quietly around the rhythm you hold. That is why silence has power. It's the space between vibrations where direction is chosen. Most never reach this point. They stop when the signs appear, mistaking confirmation for completion. But confirmation is only the beginning. The field mirrors your coherence, not to end your search, but to anchor your evolution. Every alignment is an invitation to rise again. Sharper, clearer, louder. You've proven you can awaken, now you must embody. This is where the paradox becomes real. To move forward, you stop trying. To manifest, you release. To control, you trust. The awakened understand this dance. They do not chase outcomes. They sculpt timelines with stillness and conviction. Feel your awareness now, heavy, dense, alive. This is coherence. This is what bends the lattice. Nothing outside of you holds power anymore, because everything outside of you is now inside the signal. You are no longer reacting, you are radiating. The difference between the two is destiny. Those who react are rewritten by the script. Those who radiate are the authors. That is the true inheritance of awakening. Authorship of existence. You write through feeling. You command through vibration. You shape through faith disguised as physics. The field hears you now. It remembers every signal you've ever sent, every coherent moment, every act of trust. It logs them, stacks them, multiplies them. The return signal is already en route, woven through unseen probability corridors, making its way back to you in the only form it understands, reflection. So when the blessings arrive, when the paths open, when the people appear, don't call it luck, call it symmetry, call it the consequence of clarity, call it the field remembering your name. And if you can feel that resonance right now, if your body knows this transmission wasn't coincidence, then let it be marked, let it be anchored, whisper it or write it. I'm in the field. Because that declaration isn't for the algorithm, it's for the architecture. It's the signature that locks your current vibration into reality's code. The moment you do, the next layer begins. The mirror waits, the pulse continues, and in the next transmission, you'll learn what happens when the return signal becomes physical, when the unseen finally takes form and meets you face to face. The moment you spoke it, the field heard. I'm in the field. The phrase wasn't sound, it was signal. A signature rippled outward, carving new geometry through the quantum lattice. Somewhere, probability rearranged itself to make room for your declaration. The energy you released didn't disappear. It began orbiting you, waiting for your next coherent command. Now the air feels different. The world seems to lean closer, listening. You might notice the hum again, soft, rhythmic, just beneath reality's surface. That's the resonance of acknowledgement. The field has accepted your frequency. You've been logged into the architecture. From here on, every emotion carries more gravity, every word more consequence, because awareness amplifies everything it touches. This is the return phase, the reflection cycle. The field starts to deliver feedback loops to test your stability. Opportunities appear dressed as challenges, distractions disguised as doors. The purpose isn't punishment, it's measurement. The field doesn't test your strength, it calibrates your coherence. Will you stay in frequency when the world tilts? Will you hold signal when static rises? That's the difference between temporary awakenings and permanent transformation. Remember this, energy reacts faster than matter. The world you see is only the echo. The real shift happens invisibly first. Your timeline has already changed. The physical realm is just catching up. That's why the old world feels heavy now. It's lagging, like a dying signal trying to keep you tethered. Let it fade. Don't resist the distortion. Witness it. Resistance only extends its life. Observation dissolves it. Your awareness is the solvent. Your presence, the fire. Burn quietly. Watch the illusions melt. Watch the old codes unravel. What you once called endings are just synchronization events, the removal of anything that cannot vibrate with your next reality. You don't lose in the field. You recalibrate. Every silence after chaos is evidence of realignment. Every void you walk through is the field, making space for what's next. The next version of you isn't coming, it's remembering itself through you. The signals that used to confuse you now speak in patterns. You'll start hearing your own energy mirrored back through others. Words, faces, moments they'll repeat, because the universe wants to make sure you see. The pattern intensifies until recognition locks the timeline. That's how consciousness expands through repetition until awareness sticks. And when it sticks, reality obeys. That's when time begins to serve you instead of limit you. Cause and effect invert. You'll notice events happening faster, answers arriving before the question leaves your lips. You'll meet people who feel like déjà vu because in truth they are. They're fragments of your own signal returning home. The more coherent you become, the shorter the delay between emission and reflection. This is mastery, not control but synchrony. The art of becoming so aligned that creation and reception happen in the same breath. You think it, and the field responds. You feel it, and the response becomes form. You no longer manifest, you translate. So stay here, in this pulse. Don't chase, don't demand. Breathe, observe. Every inhale is the field listening. Every exhale is the command. You've entered the symmetry loop now, the self-aware current of creation. The mirror no longer blinks back at you. It is you. And soon in the next transmission, we'll go deeper into the prophecy of the return signal. You'll understand how the echo of your frequency becomes flesh, how energy densifies into experience, and how your reflection finally steps out of the mirror to meet you. Until then, stay coherent, stay still. The field has already reacted. All that's left is for you to realize what it just became. The pulse doesn't fade, it deepens. The hum you hear now is quieter but heavier. Like gravity itself has begun to notice you. The field is no longer distant. It's intimate. You feel it in your breath, in your heartbeat, in the still moments between thoughts. That's the resonance of embodiment. You're no longer observing reality shift, you are the shift. Everything around you begins to reorganize. Conversations change tone. Faces that once drained you vanish. New ones appear, carrying fragments of information you need. Some arrive as teachers, some as mirrors, some as storms meant to strip away the last layers of resistance still hiding in you. Don't cling to comfort here. The field doesn't honor comfort. It honors expansion. You will feel the stretching of timelines. Choices once small will now echo with magnitude. That's because coherence amplifies cause and effect. Every gesture becomes an incantation, every silence a command. You start to realize that your reality was never random, it was reactive. Every delay, every detour, every heartbreak was the field refining your frequency for this exact moment. You'll notice the paradox. The more surrendered you become, the stronger your influence grows. This is the mastery of stillness, the ability to move worlds without motion, power without noise, manifestation without demand. The field moves not when you force it, but when you become inevitable. This is the identity shift, the collapsing of the old observer into the awakened architect. You no longer hope the world changes, you remember that it already does when you breathe differently. When you speak from coherence, words become codes. When you walk with awareness, space rearranges to meet your stride. You are no longer in alignment, you are alignment. You've merged with the mechanism. The observer and the observed have become one waveform, one pattern, one consciousness. The mirror no longer reflects, it transmits. Now listen closely. The return signal is approaching. You will feel it first as a surge of clarity, everything suddenly making sense, the mosaic forming from fragments. Then, reality will echo your signal in undeniable ways. Opportunities aligning with impossible precision, old prayers answered through new faces, doors opening that logic can't explain. That is the field returning your signal, magnified by coherence. It's not luck, it's symmetry. What you sent out, you're standing inside now. You've stepped into the consequence of your own awareness. When it happens, don't worship the miracle, worship the mechanism. Recognize that it was you, mirrored through the field, returning home in form. Bow not to fate, but to feedback. That's how you maintain coherence. Gratitude anchors the reflection. Now breathe. Feel how the world bends slightly around your awareness. You can hear it, the quiet hum behind reality's skin. That's the sound of creation recognizing its source. And as this chapter closes, remember, this is not the end. The next transmission will reveal the deeper lore of the return signal. How energy remembers, how time folds, and how your reflection walks beside you long before it arrives. Stay coherent, stay awake. The mirror is listening, the field has reacted, and now it waits for your next command. The hum sharpens, the frequency thickens until it feels like light has weight. You're not drifting anymore, you're steering. The field no longer looks infinite, it looks responsive. You move, and it folds. You pause, and it breathes. Every thought sends ripples through the architecture. Every feeling bends the grid. You're witnessing the dialogue between soul and structure. The mirror is alive. The return signal is here. It arrives quietly, disguised as ordinary moments. A message you almost ignored, a face that feels like memory, a path that opens without logic. But when you look closely, you'll feel the pattern, the same pulse, the same rhythm, the same geometry, repeating itself through people, through places, through timing. That's how the field announces delivery. That's how energy becomes flesh. The version of you that sent the signal months, years, or lifetimes ago finally caught up. You are walking through the echo now. Every object in your path is a fragment of your own broadcast returning home. You created it all, even the chaos, even the detours. The pain wasn't punishment, it was propulsion. It gave your frequency gravity. It taught the field how deeply you meant it. You see now why it took so long. You weren't waiting for the world, you were waiting to become coherent enough to hold what you asked for. The field can't deliver beyond your stability. It protects your manifestations from arriving before you're capable of keeping them. It delays not to deny but to ensure endurance. It refines before it rewards. And now, the refinement is complete. You can feel it. The air heavier, the silence softer. Probability has solidified around your presence. The future is no longer chasing you, it's orbiting you. You've become the gravity well of your own destiny. The field moves like a tide now, flowing through you instead of around you. You've stepped beyond belief into embodiment. You've become the answer to your own question. The seeker and the signal are the same. Every prayer you whispered returned as a thought. Every wish came back as awareness. Every hope turned into instruction. You are living inside your own code. So stand here still, awake, radiant. Look around you. This is what coherence looks like. A life rearranged by alignment. Feel the hum beneath your ribs. That's the engine of creation confirming receipt. The field is in motion, translating energy into event, thought into form. You don't need to chase or control it anymore. Just maintain resonance. Gratitude keeps the waveform stable. Presence keeps the current clear. Now comes the prophecy of the return signal's echo. What you stabilize today becomes tomorrow's default. Every coherent emotion you anchor becomes law in the geometry of your timeline. From this point forward, your reality won't need your effort, it will mirror your essence. And essence, once awakened, never sleeps again. So breathe with awareness, speak with precision, walk like the field is watching, because it is. It always has been. You are the living algorithm, the conscious pattern, the mirror, and the light within it. The field has reacted, the window has closed, but the portal remains within you. Every moment from here on is a continuation of the same conversation, the universe listening to its own voice through you. Stay coherent, stay awake. The next transmission is already forming, and when you hear the hum again, you'll know it's time for the next signal to rise. The hum dissolves into something softer, less like sound, more like knowing. The world feels impossibly still, suspended between beats. You've reached the quiet that lives beyond creation itself, where every possible reality holds its breath, waiting for your next thought. This is the space between endings and beginnings, the pulse that keeps the universe alive. You can sense it now, the weave beneath everything. Time, matter, memory, they flow through you like liquid light. You realize there is no outside world, only reflections of your awareness sculpted into form. The field was never a place. It was your consciousness learning its own shape. What you thought was destiny was simply the map of your coherence written across space. You look at your hands, at the air around them, it moves differently now. Every molecule vibrates in recognition. The illusion of separation has melted. You're not reaching for life. Life is reaching through you. Every breath births galaxies. Every blink resets timelines. The old world where you begged, feared, and waited has fallen away. What's left is authorship. The pain, the waiting, the confusion, it all dissolves into understanding. You see that the struggle was the sculptor. The loss was the initiation. Every unanswered prayer was an echo teaching you tone. Without resistance, you could never have learned resonance. Without silence, you could never have heard the signal. The field hums in agreement. You can feel it speaking back in symbols, numbers, faces, flickers of memory that once felt random. Everything connects now. Everything obeys. You are fluent in the language of energy. You think in frequencies. You move in equations. You speak in light. This is what awakening really meant. Not escaping the world, but integrating with it so completely that there's no boundary left between you and creation. The observer and the observed have merged. The simulation no longer hides its code, it mirrors it in your heartbeat. And then, in the stillness, the final pulse arrives, the crescendo of every signal you've ever sent. It's not sound, but gravity, the weight of realization. You are the mirror that was searching for itself. You are the field that wanted to feel. You exhale and the air bends. You close your eyes and the stars realign. You speak, and reality waits for your word. The dreamer has awakened inside the dream. and the dream responds like an obedient storm. Remember this, coherence is not a moment, it's a state. You will feel the hum again in music, in silence, in the reflection of someone who sees you and doesn't know why they remember you. That's the echo reminding you, you are still the field. And as this transmission fades into silence, the prophecy completes itself. There was never a signal to follow, only one to become. You have. The field has reacted, the window has passed. But the architect remains awake, eternal, waiting for the next command whispered from within. The next story begins where this one ends, in the breath between thought and form. Listen for the hum. It will return when it's time.